Do you want to talk about the Valley?
Oh my God, it's on my list. Okay. I love reality TV. Like when it first started becoming popular in the early aughts, I want to say, I refused to watch it because I was just so annoyed that all of this TV was popping up, taking away jobs from actors. That's how I felt about it. I wasn't going to watch it. And then somehow I tripped into one episode of The Bachelor. That was my gateway drug. You just need one. And here we are. Now I watch The Real Housewives of Timbuktu, Bachelor, Top Chef, Love Island, Perfect Match. It's embarrassing. But I also read. Like that's how I balance things out. I'll read and I rescue animals and I watch garbage television. And I love it. And it feeds something deep inside my soul. But I'll take that up with my therapist. So I was watching the end of Vanderpump Rules, as a lady does, and it rolled right into the Valley. And so I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot. I'm an equal opportunity watcher. Let's see what you got to give me. And within 5 minutes, I just immediately know. This is a bridge too far, even for me. Okay, I would imagine this is how someone I can't say this, but I'm going to say it to you guys. Like if you do drugs and you're like, no, I just do coke, and then like all of a sudden someone offers you heroin, and you're like, well, there's no coke, so I'll just try it. And now I'm like fucking shooting heroin. So I stopped. And I was talking to a girlfriend of mine who was like, oh, sorry, I was late. I had to finish the last episode of The Valley. I needed to know what was going on, how it was going to end. And I'm like, you watched now I'm so judgmental. You watched The Valley? God. It's no Bachelor. It's no Golden Bachelor, okay? Have some standards for yourself. And she was like, no, you need to watch it. It's so good. So I was like, okay, if my friend said it's good because I respect her opinion, I'm going to tune back in and see what's going on with this. By the way, I don't even think I needed to give it 15 minutes. It was probably 15 seconds into this rewatch. I don't know what happened to me. I was sober. I can't blame it on the alcohol. It got me. It was like a moth to a flame. And now I was in it to win it with these people. First of all, let's talk about the lollies, okay? Jesse and Michelle. I can only speak for heterosexual relationships because that's the only kind of relationships I've ever been in. I want to tell something to all the straight men watching this, and I think it could span all relationships. When a girl gets the ick because you are letting her do everything, like, I've brought in all the groceries, I've washed the car, I've carried all the boxes, I've loaded and unloaded the dishwasher, I've been asking for help, you are doing whatever the fuck is on your list of things to do, but like not, and I'm not saying it's just about like the physical stuff, I just mean like, if you see me doing things and you're not helping me and I've been asking for help and you are so checked out that you don't even hear me anymore, Houston, we have a problem, okay? That level of disassociation from your partner, you can never come back from that. Because now I look at you as, I'm straight, okay? So now you're as attractive to me as if you had a vagina. I can't get down with someone who is actively not listening to my needs. And when you've done that for a period of time, ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no valley low enough for you to traverse to get me back on Team Jesse. And I think Jesse actually is not some lost cause. I think he's super cute and he's smart and he obviously is successful and, has lots of wonderful things going for him. But he went to 2 therapy, or, maybe not because this is how it's edited, but like you went to a handful of therapy sessions, which a very cute life coach, Scott, you are adorable. And you're thinking, what's the path to this? This is another thing. This is just a PSA for straight dudes, okay? Every straight dude's like, what's the path to getting laid? Do you want to know what the path to getting laid is? It's so easy. You're outthinking yourself here. Just say, oh, can I carry that for you, honey? Oh, I'll unload the dishes. You unload the dishes. Your girl's going to get lockjaw blowing you. That's how attractive that is to a woman. Okay. She's got an issue. She wants to talk to you about it. You give her 10 minutes to be like, wow, that sounds really tough. Do you want my opinion on it? Can I help you with it? Great. you're going to get laid so much your dick's going to fall off. It is such a straight line. There's a woman on the other side of this camera. Am I wrong?
No, God, no.
God, no. It is such a straight line from here to there. And he's not getting any of this. She just wants to connect with her partner, and not in a like feeling our feelings, let's do tantric sex yoga, which by the way sounds fun, right? Like I'm not shitting on that. I'm just saying it was pretty easy what she was asking for. And he couldn't hear it. And so now when they're in therapy and he says, so if I just, like if we go to dinner once a week or like I pay attention to you a little more, like that'll cure everything, right? And both her and Scott say, no. And why do you think that? Were you dropped on your head as a child? He couldn't understand why this was not going to be the fastest route to him getting his marriage back on track or getting laid. And he goes, but I don't understand. Why isn't that going to make you feel loved? And she goes, because I know you're doing it to get laid. The moment I know you're doing something for a pointed reason, I'm out. We're all out. That's life. Like the audience is smarter than you give them credit for. So if I know you're only holding this door open for me to get laid, it loses its luster a little bit. You have to genuinely want to help me. It's the scene from the breakup where she is so annoyed that he doesn't want, he's on, oh my God, I'm going to start twitching. He's on the couch playing video games and she's doing the dishes after a dinner party that they both hosted. Dishes that they both own. And she's just like, hey, can you help me? And he's like, no, I don't want to do the dishes. Excuse me, while I short circuit for a second. Oh, because you think I do? You think I do want to wash the dishes? No, I don't. And you say, I'll get to it later. You won't. You won't get to it later. You know who's going to get to it later if you don't get to it right now? Me, this guy. And she says, I just want to be with someone who wants to do the dishes. And he says, nobody wants to do the dishes. And that's the fucking point. Nobody wants to do the dishes, but I just want to be with someone who wants to help a sister out. And so if you genuinely see, oh my God, this girl is asking me to help with something and I want to lighten her load, you will be partner of the fucking year, of the millennia. You will get laid so much, you're going to be pushing her off of you. Like, I'm tired tonight. I have a headache, honey. Okay, it's such simple math. And he wasn't getting it, come hell or high water. And then he goes to one retreat, does a little bit of medicinal psilocybin, and he walks into the house like, I have seen the light. I have been to the promised land. And now I know. And I'm in Michelle's head in this moment because every woman in America who's watching this is watching him do the slow walk in. Come here. Come here. And she's just like, ew. I don't want to, I don't even want to have sex with you. You think I want like this intimate hug? You haven't paid attention to me. I've been basically a piece of furniture in the house for the last 3 years. And now because you've had some moment where you've seen the light, now you want to have this long hug and he does this.
And he had that like beanie on.
Has the weird fucking head condom that's like kind of falling off. He does the long, slow, deep inhale and exhale in her ear. And I'm having the internal dialogue that I know, Michelle, slide into my DMs and tell me I'm wrong or just say like, girl, you nailed it. Where I know she's being like, I'm going to vom because this is so gross. Josie, grossy, like don't breathe in my ear like that. And then he's like, come here. Gives her like the skeeviest smoochings. And then they sit on this hammock and you can tell if she pushed herself any more off the hammock, she would have been off the side of the house because she was so grossed out by his actions. And he's like, I just got it. I saw all of it. Like, you know, those like pictures of people like buys a cowboy hat once, goes to therapy once, and now he's cured. He's seen the light and he thinks his relationship is back on track. And he's like, I get it now. No, you don't get it. Because just because you're there doesn't mean she's there. And she's the other but she is your partner. How do you feel about this? How was your weekend? He doesn't ask her one fucking question. And now he thinks because they're going on a couple's weekend that he's going to get laid. And he keeps like smothering her. This is Michelle and I'm Jesse. And he's going like this. Ooh, this is sex weekend. I'm going to get laid. And she's like, get off of me. Get off. Like, it was so unattractive. And the fact that he's so out to lunch and can't see this, Jesse, this is why your marriage failed. Because you are only clocking yourself. And when you say till death do us part, this is for every kind of relationship. I don't care who you're fucking married to. You have taken an oath to be responsible for another person's well-being. It doesn't mean that you're their happiness and you're here to do everything for them, but you're here to check in with them. You're here to say, I think this is a great time for us to get away and I hope that we can get on a really great track with like our intimacy. How are you feeling about that? You don't just fucking grope them from behind and be like, maybe we'll do anal. No. How fucking out to lunch are you? That was Jesse and Michelle. Then there's Brittany and Jax. Jax is like, you know when you're looking to buy a house, can't wait to do that one day, and you see one house that's got good bones, and you're like, okay, it's like a weird 90s bathroom or like that weird 80s square tile everywhere that wasn't even good in the 80s, but it was inexpensive, or like it's all builder grade finishes with no soul, but you're like, I could work with this. We could get different countertops and this would be really cute. That's Jesse and Michelle. Then you get to the house that's like 70s Coke den. There's carpet in the bathroom. You are certain someone's been murdered there. And you're like, no, we just got to fucking demolish this. There is no helping this. That is Jax Taylor. Jax is past the point of return. And I was just the end of this, spoiler alert, okay, if you haven't seen the end of it, go watch it and then come back. Both Michelle and Brittany woke up one morning. There's this scene from Singles. It's Cameron Crowe's first movie. It's fucking great. It's like early 90s, chef's kiss perfection. And in the movie, Bridget Fonda is dating Matt Dillon, and he has a band who has like a single in Germany. He's like, we're huge, Citizen Dick, we're huge in Germany. And he pays no attention to his girlfriend, Bridget Fonda. And she's desperately in love with him. And one day she's sitting on the couch and all she wants, there's like three things she wants out of a relationship. And one of them is when I sneeze, I want my boyfriend to say, God bless you. Not gesundheit, not, do you need a tissue? Just, oh, God bless you. And so she's sitting on the couch one day in his apartment and she sneezes and he says nothing. And she just looks off into space and has a beautiful VO where she goes, and then I realized I don't have to be here. And she got up with all the fucking determination in the world, walked out of that apartment, and her whole life started to fall into place. She was happy. There's birds chirping. There's music playing. Colors are brighter. Foods taste better because she took control of her life and realized, I'm not going to be treated this way. This is my life too. And that's what happened to Michelle and Brittany. They both realized, what am I doing carrying around this dead weight? I do everything for you. As Brittany, Jax, I legitimize your ass, okay? You are a fucking slopopotamus mess of a human being. And I came in, cute little fucking sweet Southern accent. She's seemingly, at least on her edit, she seems like a sweet girl. And I make you look better. And that's when all of a sudden it all starts to unravel because she's had it. And I love these moments when someone finds their voice and she's like, fuck you, motherfucker. You walk in here and say, it's stressful. I don't know how to be a dad and pay the mortgage. And you bought a pocketbook last month. And she goes, let's get things real clear. Okay, Jax? We both put in the same amount of money for this house. And when the pandemic happened, I started being the main breadwinner. And I spend more time at home with, I don't know, Axel or Cruz or whatever the hell the kid's name is. It's one of those names. And it's like, yes, I think sometimes people are in relationships with someone who's a really good poker player and you're a little scared of them and you don't call their bluff. And then one day you're like, no, I know you have a shit hand and I'm sitting here with a full fucking house and I'm going to sit here and I'm going to air all of the dirty laundry. Yours, mine, the neighbors. I don't care anymore because I just had my Bridget Fonda moment. I don't have to be here. And I'm going to let everyone know that you're not the main breadwinner. I am. And I'm going to let everyone know I helped you get that bar running. And I'm going to let everyone know that I moved out of the house. I made it so simple. I loved when Michelle looked at Jesse and just said, it's not complicated. We don't need a mediator. We are splitting everything down the middle. I moved out. I'm still paying half of the rent here. We have our custody agreement with our child. Let it go, ho. Let me free. Let me out of this fucked up relationship where you didn't give a shit about me until you knew you were going to lose me, which is so sad. That's how checked out you were. You didn't realize your house was on fire until the police, the firemen are outside of the house. Did you not smell smoke? Did you not think it was a little hot in here? No, because all of your needs are being met. And the moment I found my balls and decided to tell you to stick it where the sun don't shine, now all of a sudden, I don't know, this is complicated. It's not. It's not. And I will never let another person do this to me as long as I live. It was so liberating to watch the end of that show and watch those two women walk the fuck out and say, guess what? Find someone else to do your laundry. Find someone else to make you look good at a dinner party. I don't know these people. I'm only making a judgment off of what I've seen on the show and how it's been edited. The way I really do see specifically Michelle and Jesse is, do they seem like they were madly in love with each other? No, the way they describe how they met seemed kind of one night standish, and it probably was, they probably had really good chemistry. And it was fun, and they worked in the same industry, and they're both go-getters. So I get how they got together. The problem is, it's like having a plant, okay? It's a living, breathing organism. And the minute you check out on it, it's going to go into atrophy and start to die. And I'm not saying that they were going to be together forever because they were soulmates and so in love. But I do genuinely feel that she said, I've been giving you these signs and trying to work on things for years, at least since the pandemic, which was years ago at this point. Okay. What a mind fuck. And you just weren't listening to me. And that's why I say there's no faster way for someone to get the ick and just be out than feeling like you have ignored my needs on such a level that like I don't even respect you anymore. Because I've tried to tell you, I want a partner who is going to pay attention, who's not doing this when I'm trying to have a conversation, who's looking at me. Or when they did a study, it was the biggest study on marriage, at least that I have ever heard of. They interviewed 10,000 people, and these people were all married, and they predicted with 80% accuracy which couples would be divorced in 1 year. Okay? And when they had to say what the delineating factor was that caused these divorces, it was this simple. The couples that would talk to each other and say, oh God, I'm really struggling with my mom right now and I don't know what to do about it. The partner that responded that said, that's so tough. I've been there, or that's really tough. Do you want to talk about it? Those are the couples that lasted. And the couples that were like, yeah. So, we have that thing this weekend. Those are the couples that broke up. Because it's just about being in tune with the other person. Not that you're always going to agree on everything. Not that everything's going to be coming out roses and you're shitting rainbows and growing gold out of your head. It's not that. It's just, are you watering the plant? What is that saying? The grass is greener where you water it. That's it. It doesn't, and it doesn't matter what relationship you get into next. If you don't understand that about being a partner in friendships, in intimate relationships, in business relationships, you're going to keep meeting the fact that like, I'm only paying attention to my needs. And that's what happened, I think, with Jesse and Michelle. And like I said, Jax is just so a lost cause that it's like, that was just one of those, like Brittany moved into the house when she knew she should have just demoed it, which now hopefully, that will be her next phase in life. Honestly, the rest of the characters were so lovely, but they were kind of supportive of these storylines that I didn't really like. Kristen's fine, good pot stirrer. her and her boyfriend seem so ill-suited for one another, but I feel like they might actually make it. It could be one of those, just like, now that they're the eighth wonder of the world. Okay. I loved that one couple that's got the 3 kids under 3. They just had the twins. That girl who was Miss America or Miss USA is so frighteningly beautiful. I could watch her all goddamn day. And I really do think that they have a wonderful thing going and have great communication. And here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, okay? This is why they do have 3 kids under 3. Nia's husband when he's talking with the guys, he'll spit some gold. This is why he's getting laid all the time by this bananas beautiful woman, because he's like, well, did you listen to her? Like, did you ask her how she felt about that? Like, it was like a fireworks finale, because he's saying all of this stuff that you think is just so common sense, but for some people it's not. And that's why I feel like they've got a pretty solid, great marriage. In this study of 10,000 people that I'm now taking on for myself, I think they're going to make it. Who's Brittany's best friend who came from the South? I can't remember him. Seems like a super sweet guy. I just so badly the entire season wanted to brush his hair back. This was his hairstyle the entire show. He's like, and I'll tell you something, I'm not going down like that.
I don't think he was Southern at all.
He is Southern.
He didn't
have an accent?
No.
Okay, well, and whenever someone says they're Southern, I just imagine they have an accent, because I love accents. Everything, he had a helmet on. Just brush it off. Just brush it off.
There's a girl that
it was terrible.
on The Bachelor.
I knew it. I Googled her. And by Google, I went on her Instagram account. What was her name?
I can't remember.
I was like, I know this
she's
broad.
the best on the whole show.
She's amazing.
She's the Brock of the show.
She's the Brock of the show. She's our linchpin. She's solid. She's stable. She is in a seemingly healthy relationship. She spits the truth. She's very well balanced. I lived for this one. Jasmine Good?
Yeah, Jasmine.
I'm here for Jasmine. She needs more. She's bringing solid, balanced main character energy that I just would like to see a little bit more, because I feel like where the cuckoo pants start spinning off, she brings us back to reality and helps me follow a through line for the show. So I loved her. And then also the pregnant girl, Janet, and her husband, I don't really care.